Hello and welcome to the unfortunate few who stumbled across this. Apparently, GW had a New Year preview for 2026. I wasn't aware it was even happening until about 5 minutes before heading to work, and I have seen glimpses of what was announced, but I have not actually taken the time to look through it yet, so I figure I would do that. I'll mention the two parts I've actually seen, which this is one of them. And by actually seen, I mean I saw the dog man right here. Guess there was that leaked image a while ago, but alright, so Horon, Blackheart, and he's getting new shit, so Red Corsairs, they're getting a bunch of new fantabulous stuff. They actually remembered Garyon was his apothecary. Well, that's good on GW for remembering that. They're not the smartest company, especially when it comes to their own internal consistency. Or remembering the names of their own characters. How many times has Lucius popped up? Horon, I like most of them. Obviously, everyone's said it before. His head's bad. I think the rest of him is fine. He's supposed to be mostly bionics, so him being bulkier, I think makes sense compared to the relatively lithe model he had before. Although the old model does certainly have its own charm outside of its head. I think both heads were bad. This head is obviously worse. But yeah, no, Garyon, he looks like a evil apothecary, man. He looks pretty good. His face is hysterical. I should probably just look at the news more often, like most channels do, but you know, I thought that'd be kind of boring, so I'd stopped. This guy, I like him. He looks like just a Mark 7 Trader Marine. Honestly, with probably very little effort, you can make him work for some of the more deranged Blood Angel successor chapters. Hell, he might even add a big fur collar, like cloak to him. He might actually make a pretty good Space Wolf. Obviously, I'm thinking more in terms of kit bashing than I am current 40k, because current 40k is not my cup of tea. Sir, he looks... Yeah, I like him. I don't really have much to say. he looks like a sorcerer. He has a cool helmet. Pirate lady with a bunch of tactical readout stuff. I imagine she'll be used for kit bash for rogue traders and or militia or Solar Auxilia HQ or other characters. I know I've read some more of the Red Corsair books, but for the life of me, I'm not remembering if these last couple have appeared in the books. It's been a long time since I've read any of the books that deal with Red Corsairs. The Dogman aliens. What the fuck were they called? They have like two pictures. I've earned the Bloody Rivers Trust with peerless service of the Wicked Wilds. Is the finest shipmaster, so we're having starboard crew on the ground again. Sure, why not? Yeah, plenty of chapters have admirals that are human. Makes sense. Trillions, that's what they were called. Yeah, neat. The Dogly Hunt Town. Yeah, I think was the Ultramarine series where it's mentioned the Red Corsairs had a bunch of like alien pirates and shit. Well, I think it's one of the books. Horon Blackheart and the Masters of the Maelstrom are setting out to reap all the plunder they can gather from the failing Imperium, but they won't do it alone. They got a bunch of new models, it looks like. Okay. This looks like a lot more than I thought they had. No, those are the old Terminators. Or the current Terminators, I guess I should say. And I think those are the normal traders. Not a fan of the hair. I do like the rest of him, though. Both of these. I like the Mark II right there. Mark III. Very, very thrown together armor. These guys look pretty stellar. Side on side barrel. Is that a mustache or are those wires going into his snaz? Regardless, I like him. I like him a lot. Looks very 90s. Yeah, no, this guy looks pretty good. Honestly, that's a better face for Horon than this goofy guy. This face. And the Mark 6 and throwing grenade. Not a sure why they went for the weird Indian, the weird Native American war paint kind of thing on some of these faces. That's not necessarily bad, just a little odd. No, these Reavers look, Red Corsair Raiders look pretty nifty. Personally, I think for kit bashing potential, they actually could hold more so long as the plastics are not laid out on the sprue in a very silly way. Red Corsair Raiders are new plastic kit. Oh, that's good. They represent Space Marines. They are a kit to represent Renegade Marines. Okay, fantastic. A Reeve Captain. I feel like they should have just called it a Reaver. Call these Raiders. Call the captains a Reaver. I don't know. Okay, so they're just captains under Huron. That makes sense. He looks so pleased with himself right there. That is a fantastic head. That's also a really cool head. And that's a cool noise. No, he's pretty cool. He's a pretty good looking kid. I like him. I'm sure there are people who have issues with it, but fuck him. He looks cool. The 10 Red Corsair Raiders in the kit are an excellent versatile unit to build an army around, and the Lord Maelstrom Battle Force box comes with plenty of additional troops to support them. Okay, yeah, you do get 10 basic guys along with these guys. They look to be about... It might be, these new guys might be a bit bigger than the normal cast Space Marines. Cool upgrade kit for those that like them. That's not bad. I'm not really the biggest fan of the Red Corsairs as a they are not my favorite warband ever, but you know, neat. Thumbs up, GW, on that one. The hell was that on? Eldritch Raiders Force, more Eldar. Cool. What the fuck? Okay, it's been a while since I've seen Prince Uriel. I don't remember him being a master duelist of the children's card game variety. I like his helmet. He's not bad. He looks pretty cool. It's just I wasn't expecting whatever that kit was called, or the toy. I remember when I was in school, there was kids who had these things, and I was too poor to afford one. Oh, Sky Reaver. Were these the old Forge World guys? No, those are something else, I think. Eldar jump pack guys are exclusive to Uriel, I'm guessing. I mean, this has his complement of Corsairs, so I'm guessing they're probably specified with him. Probably with those campaign books that got leaked a while ago. They look cool. Especially for Eldar models. They can certainly be worse. I'm not a fan of the Mohawks, but I do like these heads. Karseth, so credit precise. Void Dreamer. Karseth the Aethermancer. Well, he looks fucking ridiculous. I love it. Not what I would assume a Eldar name is, but he himself, that's a cool helmet. So the, what were they? Was it the Spirit? Not the Spirit Seer. I forgot. I think it was the original Farseers had that kind of helmet. They got okay, and the Viper is getting a new kid. I'm shocked. That kid, I think, is almost as old as I am. Well, if you're an Eldar player, I guess that's pretty good. Again, thumbs up, GW. More campaign books. Uh, a lot of this got leaked a couple weeks ago. Not the core contents of the books, but the fact that this was coming. A thing to build your own characters. Oh, customization in my fucking wargame GW. You shouldn't have. Fuck off. It's one of my big issues with 10th edition is it has no fucking character. No good generic name character since everything's as far as I've ever seen for 10th. Most of it revolves around named idiots. And I have never been a fan of running named characters. Looks like a decent box if it's cheap enough, but it's GW, so we know the price is going to be bad. Not squats, I hold they're still the worst range GW has currently. Maybe ever. So, icky. Not so, thumbs up. Ozark Bone Reapers. A Chariot guy. I could have sworn they had a Chariot guy already, but I'm probably wrong, because quite a few of these kits kind of blend together in my brain. I'm not... Wish my one buddy was up on, so I could ask him more about these things, but they look... I'll just go by aesthetics. I think they look cool. I like the little skeleton. It's not quite a skeleton bird, but get the point. I like the fingers connecting it. That's as a stand-in for rope. That's neat. Anyway, and he has head options. It looks like. Stellar, I guess. What the hell are you? Well, they look neat. So, Bone Reapers, I guess, are getting more stuff. Cool, if you play Age of Sigmar. I still don't. I should, but I don't. Fate Master. Sounds like a He-Man villain. I like that bird. I really like that bird. Neat. John Argent Shards. A cool piece of terrain for if you play demons. And it's a shard taken from Silver Tower. Okay, neat. A new Lumineth guy. He looks fine. Like most of the Lumineth stuff, I think his helmet's a little over-decorated. But overall, sure. Fantastic. Thumbs up. Go on. Go at it. Blood Bowl. A game I always tell myself to get into, but the people around here who play Blood Bowl play in times where I work. I mean, that looks like a high elf football team. Blood Bowl team. So, cool. An order... Brutal up trailer. I'm not gonna watch a trailer on this because I've not watched much of these I've not watched much of these GW shows after the 3D ones at least. So I don't know how good they've gotten or if they're still kind of janky. New Custodes. I've kind of hard to miss one of the issues with this. I'm not going to go fully into it. I have a lot of words, too many words I think to fit into one video. I will say overall, I know some people like that they're thinner. I liked how bulky they were before. I thought it made them look way more powerful. Granted, some of their old weapons, such as the old sword, was not the most proportionate. It was kind of ugly. These new ones, the weapons themselves, for the swords at least, look better-ish. We know the controversy. It will get its own video, because I have a lot to say. This tank is cool. The Dreadnought's cool. This should be cool. And then we get that thing. And Velatari, or whatever the fuck they're called. Yeah, Vanatari. I bet, not Velatari. And they look fine. Kind of an addition too late, from what I recall of the Heresy 3.0 PDF for Custodes. Custodes weren't in the greatest of spots, and this does mean the Sisters of Silence are, for all intents and purposes, a squatted faction, which is where most of my irritation will originate, although not all of it, about this. Divisive, I'll say, for now. Okay, this I have not seen, actually. The glaive? Do they fix the heavy bolter? Nope, that's still clipping into itself. Stellar. I mean, it's a glaive. It looks cool. What the fuck? That's retarded. No, this looks awful. If you wanted to do the old retro thing, you should have gone with the old 3rd edition era tube whirlwind. I'll throw a picture on screen now. This missile pod, it's a box on top of another box. It is unpleasant. So, neat on the glaive, I guess. Bad on the whirlwind. So for Heresy, that's a bit of a miss. And are they making an Iron Warriors expansion thing? Well, at least they got the Legion, right? They usually don't. Probably a character. Probably an upgrade pack. Probably some robots. Or a Terminator character. That's a machine, so a Defiler maybe. Remake. Probably a Mutilator Claw, since they've been rumored to be getting a new kit for like 2 years at this point. And that looks like an Obliterator foot, so probably also a Mutilator foot. It's probably a dual kit, you would assume. I mean, the Obliterator's kit is how old? Although I think they did get the ones that were the new ones that were exclusive to the one Combat Patrol. I don't know if those ever got turned into its own separate kit. Neat. And that's all for this preview. So, to summarize, I guess, all the Red Corsair stuff, really, really cool. Thumbs up. The Eldar stuff, Duel Master Uriel here, Prince of Games, pretty cool. I think it's neat. I'm not the biggest Eldar player, or I'm not the biggest fan of the Eldar. I've never had an Eldar army, but, you know, for what it is, it looks cool. I don't know how other Eldar players will feel about it. Or, I don't know how Eldar players will feel about it, but hopefully they like it. They don't get much. Especially Dark Eldar. Missions, it's 10th, I don't care. Bone Reapers, they look cool from what I can tell. I'll have to ask a friend of mine who's really into competitive Age of Sigmar how good this looks. He looks amazing. The other guy looks fine. Blood Bowl, it's neat. It's Blood Bowl. Maybe I'll force myself to get into it at some time this year. Don't care. Divisive, leaning on aggravating. Fine with a terror bad whirlwind. And Iron Warriors. Not the worst stream review thing they've ever done, I don't think. Not their best. For 40k, it's probably the first time in a while that the 40k stuff has been the winner. Because if you like 10th edition, you're getting a new campaign series, and that's neat, I guess. Fantasy got some cool stuff. specialist game, they got that, and then Heresy can fuck off with this shit. So yeah, I'll make a separate video for new Stow Days specifically. Let me know your thoughts. Do you agree with me? Disagree with me? Am I a very bad man? Am I correct? Let me know in the comments below. Have a good day.